Hello and welcome to the Back to School Youth event. My name is Faith Ganda and I am your host this evening. Today is all about getting the youth ready for the academic year, and I hope that you all enjoy the amazing tips and tricks and also the prizes that we're going to be giving out today. Not to mention, we also have some amazing guests that are going to be here today.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for coming out today. First off, I want to say thank you, Faith, for the introduction and for coming back again. You're a fabulous host, and I want to also shout out the DJ Genesis, doing a terrific job. I just want to say thank you for everybody who's coming out to this event again. Skills for Life has been putting on these live events for over almost a year now in the face of COVID-19, and we're trying to do stuff that are engaging, helpful to you, and now to help you go back to school. So thank you for that. Skills for Life is all about life skills development and trying to encourage youth to take on more from an earlier age, see the potential themselves, set smart goals, do financial literacy, take care of themselves, and think about what they want to do in the future and network while they're doing it. So we try to do it in a fun and engaging way. Hopefully you enjoy the event. You take part in it, try to learn, try to win some challenges, network, meet people, and I hope you have a good time. I just want to say thank you to Black Youth, BYS, Black Youth Success for being here as well, and to all the organizers. So thank you, Faith, and kick it off.
I was saying thank you so much, Chris, for building this amazing initiative. There is one reason why I keep coming back to host these events, and it's because I truly believe in everything that Skills for Life is doing, and I genuinely enjoy hosting these events. So again, if you are still looking for ways that you could be a part of Skills for Life, whether for their mentorship program or how you could stay in tune for future events, make sure that you're following them on Instagram. Their Instagram is at Skills for Life Inc. Or if you have direct questions, feel free to email them at info@skillsforlife. That's the number 4. So info@skills4life.ca. Again, that's info@skillsforlife.ca. Or you could email Tiana directly at tiana@skillsforlife.ca or Danielle at danielle@skillsforlife.ca. Without any further ado, I'd like to introduce our next guest. We have Christelle and Janice. So Christelle and Janice are coming from BYSSI, and we'll be talking to them about their collaboration with Skills for Life. So whenever the ladies are ready, feel free to join in.
Of course. Hi, thank you so much for having us. I'm Christelle, and with us as well is Janice. We're the Youth Engagement Coordinators with BYSSI. So with BYSSI, we support middle school and high school students in the Peel District School Board and Dufferin Peel Catholic District School Board. Part of it is working with community organizations, schools, students, organizations such as Skills for Life to bring programming and services to the Black youth that we serve in our schools. Yeah, so we have a lot of our students on with us today. Thank you so much for joining. And with this collaboration, I know Skills for Life has recently joined on with some of our community collaboratives. So this is just the start of many more amazing events and programs to come.
And I also just wanted to introduce myself. So my name is Janice. As Christelle said, I'm one of the youth engagement coordinators. So I just started with BYSSI, so I'm still learning a few things, but definitely looking forward to working with Skills for Life and other organizations, teachers, students to help our youth with their schooling, personal matters, and everything that we can assist them with.
Without any further ado, we're going to bring Crystal back for another segment. So while you guys cool off, we'll bring out Crystal.
Hello, everyone. I'm back again for part 2. So I know I also, to start, I introduced myself as a youth engagement coordinator, but before I was a YEC, I was actually a tutor and I ran an after school programs coordinator. So I like to feel like I know at least a little bit on what I'm talking about when it comes to note taking and kind of preparing to get your grades up. I really just want to share a few tips and tricks because when I tell you proper note-taking can save your grade, like it saved mine. So I remember a personal experience was I was in grade 9. Math was never my strong suit at all. So I was sitting at a struggling 60%, maybe 65 if I'm giving myself credit. And my teacher told me, like, you have to do something different. You can't keep going on like this, doing the same thing, expecting a different grade because I was just mad. And I realized I was looking and I was like, okay, what can I do? And I looked at my notes. And when I tell you my notes were not it at all. I had a bunch of loose papers all in my textbooks. Out of 5 chapters, I may have had 2, if that. So when I started taking proper notes and taking care and paying attention to my note taking, what I was doing, my grade, I think I finished with like a 75/80. So from that 60 to go into a 75/80 was shocking. So I just wanted to share some tips with you. My number 1 tip is to be consistent. Update your notes often. Don't start off strong and then kind of wane down and it's just going to be a problem. And it's going to be less work for you in the end. So when your teacher says, hey, by the way, we have a unit test coming up, and you look at your notes and you say, okay, well, I have topic 1, bit of topic 3, some of topic 5. Then you're going to go all the way back, not only relearn the materials, but you're going to have to take all those notes again, right? Just to be able to do a study aid. And note-taking is also an amazing form of studying too, because when you're taking notes, you're reviewing the material and then you're summarizing them as well. So, okay, appreciate you putting my my email up. The second one is to be an active listener in class, right? A lot of times when we're in class, we think, okay, well, the information's in the textbook anyway. When I go home, I'll look it up after, right? But that's not always the case, because the teacher will often be up there and they're giving you hints, like very, very big hints on what's going to be on the test, right? So they may say like, hey, you know, pay attention. This is important. You might want to take note of what I'm doing, what we're saying, the questions that are being asked in class. So what I'll tell you is 100% take note on every single thing that your teacher is saying. If the person next to you asks a question, take note of the answer to their question as well. Because I promise you, when you go back later and you have all these amazing examples, so when you're writing a test and when you're making notes, it's so much easier for you to understand the material. So you don't have any questions later on, or you're not left getting really frustrated because you're just confused, right? You don't really know what's going on. And the third one is to organize yourself. Organization is key. When I tell you I was that person with the loose papers and you open your textbook and things are just falling out, it's not good. It's not a good look. So when you have your notes organized and you develop a system, whether that system is, if you know that you're that person with the loose papers, so go to the dollar store, right? You can get a notebook, right? And have one notebook for each class that you have. So you know 100% for a fact that your notes are going to be in there, right? And also make sure to put the date, put the topic. The topic is super important because sometimes you'll be studying and you don't even know what that part of your notes are from. What it could have been for something 2 weeks ago, last week, yesterday, you don't even know, right? So keep a system. My system was that I would highlight in different colors. So I would have a highlighter I would use just for definitions. I'd have the highlighter that I use for the topic, one for main ideas, one for the important supporting ideas, right? Or for the important details. And from there, when I'm studying and I'm flipping through, it's so much easier for me to find the information that I need, right? Because I'm just looking for the topic or I'm looking for a definition. So I can just quickly swipe through my notes. And the final one I would say is we do live in a digital platform. Not everyone wants to sit there and do note-taking by hand. Even though I will say that when you do take notes by hand, you remember it better. You remember the information better. But find a platform that works for you. So I remember I had a professor when I was in college and she would use Kahoot, right? You think like, yo, you're too grown for Kahoot, right? Like grown people, like 20-something-year-olds in a classroom playing Kahoot. We were excited for it because we realized that the Kahoot, the questions that she had in there were all questions that were going to be on the test, right? So some people where they're not the type of people that could sit there and just take notes, right? They get easily distracted. Kahoot is a way to keep your note keeping, your notes up, and you can add to it every single day. Using apps like Quizlet, Microsoft OneNotes, Google Keep. You can add images to it as well. If you're a creative person, you can draw diagrams too. And all of this, I promise you, if you do all of this, find a form that works for you, because Kahoot may work for me, but it may not work for you. So find a platform that works for you. Keep yourself organized. Listen to what your teacher is saying, because they're not just up there to chat. They're there to tell you important information, and be consistent. Those are my top tips.
Amazing, Crystal. Thank you so much for those great tips. I think these tips are things that not just people in high school can take on, but university and even people that are in their work and professional lives. So those were amazing tips. Thank you so much for sharing those. And now we have another guest coming out. This guest is all about motivation. So please help me in welcoming the next guest, who is Greg Morris. Greg, whenever you're ready, please.
All right. Hello. Can y'all hear me? You can see me? Okay, great. Hi, how's everybody doing? Greg Morris, from Toronto, moved out to Whitby, Ontario, and started playing football pretty late in high school. I play in the CFL. This season, I took a year off, given the situation, and I'm actually pursuing bobsledding for Canada. So trying to make the Olympics this year. I'm actually in Calgary right now at the facility, finished the workout, and definitely motivation. Motivation is huge, especially going through, schooling. What things that motivated me were, I had siblings. I know not everybody has siblings and whatnot, but I consider my friends and family siblings. So it's really big on the people you keep around you. That's a huge factor. If people around you aren't motivated and doing positive things, then you're subjected to probably do the same thing around what your friends are doing. So even if you see like your friends and your peers, going down the wrong path, you can do things by example, or even talk to them and help them with progressing forward, and motivating them. And in turn, it's actually going to motivate you. So a lot of things like that help out. But with school, it was difficult, obviously, because you dedicate most of your time to sports, to the things you want to do, and schooling. It shouldn't take a back burner. It should be the priority, actually, because that's the thing that's actually going to be there if something bad ever happens, God forbid, injuries, anything can happen, right? At any time. So schooling is always going to be there for you as a backdrop, or as something you can stand on. Education is key. So motivation to pursue schooling is essentially helping with the motivation to do well in sports, because the further you go with schooling, it's going to help you with your sporting and with your extracurricular activities. It helped me a lot. And what was motivating to me was seeing my mom work hard. She came from St. Vincent and came to Canada, relocated, and we had to start a life. So me being a first generation Canadian, you have to take motivation from different aspects. I heard what my mom, how my mom had did from her work ethic, from moving from here to from St. Vincent to Canada, and put in hard work in to being a staple and an actual citizen in Canada, and contributing to the economy. It just helped me know that obviously nothing worth anything in life, nothing worth anything in life is going to be easy. It's always going to be difficult. So like when you're on the path of like something you love, and something that like really pushes you to do the things you want to do in life, just know that if it's hard, it's probably a good thing. If it's easy, more than likely it's probably not the thing for you. If it does come easy, it's lucky though. It's very lucky, but definitely got to put in hard work at everything you do. And schooling was very important for me. Had to get my grades. I had to keep my grades up. Did tutoring. just like the speaker before us was talking about, taking notes in classes. That's important. And always ask questions. I know it might be shunned upon, like you asking questions all the time. You might just pick up your hand. People look at you like, this guy always just wants to talk. This girl always just wants to talk. But it's super important to ask questions, especially because you might be helping somebody who doesn't have the voice, right? And that helps them, and it motivates. That also motivates them towards, you know, upliftment, helping them, you know, with encouragement, and you know, motivation comes from so many aspects: your family, your friends, your peers, your teachers, from within, from faith. Uh, not the person in the group. She could have motivation, but you know, I think you know what I mean. But you know, it's such a broad subject that there's so many things to touch on, and I think you really got to just dig deep and figure out, just really go into everything you can. As I was a kid, I really tried everything, and I always tell kids when I'm training them, when I'm teaching them things, I'm always like, hey, have you tried this? You might as well try it, because you don't want to go through life and be like, and look back and say, I could have did that, but I feel like I would have been good at that, but I never tried it. Just jump into it. You have so much time. You have so much time, and stop. A lot of people, you know, they speed things up. A lot of things are sped up these days, you know, with the videos we watch. They're like, everything's like 30 seconds. You don't want to watch nothing under 30 seconds. If it's over 2 minutes, you kind of want to cut off the video. And I appreciate you guys, you know, tuning in for this long, you know, given that we have that at our the advantage exposure, but really just stay locked in, try everything, and motivating other people is going to help motivate yourself. That's for sure.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Greg, for those great tips. I definitely resonate with a lot of them. One that stood out to me particularly was just the people you surround yourself with are so important. I remember just about 3 weeks ago, I met with these two ladies, and I was thinking so small. And in having a conversation with them, they would tell me some of the figures that they were making, and I'm like, hold on. I'm thinking so small. So sometimes when you surround yourself with people that are doing much better than you are, it forces you to do even better. It's kind of like track and field, right? If you're in a faster heat, your personal best is going to improve because you're going to push yourself even harder. So I think this was really, really great. So thank you so much, Greg, for that. And for anybody in the chat who's looking for mentorship, Skills for Life does offer a mentorship program. It's really, really great. So if you need more information, you can visit their website or email them at info@skillsforlife.ca. Okay. I'm seeing that we have people of all ages. We have 11th graders in the room. We have 4th graders, 6th graders, 10th graders, 9th graders. So it's so nice to see people of all age groups joining us today. With that being said, please help me in welcoming our next guest. Our next guest is a professional Canadian football player in the CFL. That's the Canadian Football League. He played U Sports, which is Canadian Inter-University Sports, and he also played football at Bishop's University. Stephen is an actor, a motivational speaker, a youth mentor, and a community advocate who has visited over 200 schools and connected with students all across Canada. Please help me in welcoming Stephen, who's going to talk about his journey in both sports and acting.
Thank you. Can you guys hear me okay? Perfect. Yeah, man, it's an honor to be here. I'm happy you guys are all here. You know, I haven't heard the things that you guys talked about yet, but you know, I'm excited to share my story with you guys. As you can see behind me, I got a couple of jerseys up, and you know, my jerseys are kind of my pride and joy, and you know, that's the first thing I've always thought I wanted to be. Well, maybe that's a little bit of a lie. The first thing I wanted to be was a zookeeper. I loved animals, and I was just like this big guy, and I love these little animals. And I watched this show called Zaboomafoons, and I watched this show called Zaboomafoons, and I was like, oh man, I wanna, I wanna be a zookeeper one day. I wanna be just like this guy. I even wanted to be even further. I kind of want to be like the lemur. Okay, this lemur that would leap across the screen all the time. I kind of wanted to be that lemur. But in reality, I had a 0.01 chance of growing a tail and, and some fur, right? So I was just like, damn, I can't be a lemur. So the next thing that I wanted to be was I kind of wanted to be a Pokemon trainer for a little bit, but there was no Pokemon around. Eventually, my love for football came from my family, actually. My older brother, he would put all his football equipment on me, put a helmet on me, put his shoulder pads on me and hit me, bow, and I get back up. Hit me again, bow, and I get back up. Hit me again, bow, I get back up. And I was like, yeah, I want to be a football player, So, my love for that came from not just from him hitting me and me getting back up, but it came from actually the bonding with my brother. Family was really important to me. And, that was something that I found that I liked, I enjoyed. I could do it by myself, and, and because of that, I had no idea how to get into it, but I knew that that was something I loved. So for all of you guys that are out there that are not sure about, what you want to do or what you want to be when you grow up, that's okay. Chase some of the things that you do on a regular basis. If you're watching a TV show and you're like, oh, that looks cool, hey, try it out. Try new things. That's another part of my talk that I'll get into in a little bit later. But just to seg back to the football side, that was something that I knew that I had fun doing, so I started to pursue that. Unfortunately for me, but fortunately, to be a professional athlete, which is where I wanted to go, is school and football went hand in hand, right? So I wasn't the best student, to be honest. I was probably the worst student. But I knew that in order to be a professional football player, I had to go to university. I had to go get good grades in high school. I had to get, through those obstacles in order to be a professional football player and compete at the highest level, either here in Canada or in the United States. So what I ended up doing was I started to say, in order to be a better football player, I have to be a better student. And what are different things that I could do to be a better football player, which was, okay, I could get in the gym. I was this really skinny kid. And then, in about high school, about, I think it was like grade 9, grade 10, 11, I started getting in the gym. And I was like, boom, and I was like, yeah, I'm ready to be a football player. So I'm feeling good walking around high school, bumping people like, watch out, I got muscles coming, but that wasn't the only thing I had to do. I also had to wake up early, and I couldn't stand waking up early, but think about it this way. If you guys go to a movie theater and you're watching a movie, you don't rush to get there in the middle of the movie because you're never going to get the full story behind the movie, right? What you guys figure out to do is, I'm going to get there, I'm going to get my popcorn, I'm going to get my my drinks, I'm going to get my food, I'm going to get there early to get a front seat so I could, or my favorite seat, so I could get, the full story of the movie. That's how you got to treat the classroom. You got to get there on time, right? So now you're getting a full lesson, and that's going to help things be a little bit easier for you guys going forward. Now you're understanding the lesson, you know what the assignment is, and you know that at the end of the day, you have all the information for you to be successful. You have to start treating the things that you like and pairing it with the things that you don't like, and seeing what you do in the things that you like that make you successful, and how do you translate that into things that you don't like, right? So that was something that was really beneficial for me. It's really important to get into sports, I think, because it also helps you network. A lot of the things that I do now came from sports. I was this big goofy guy. I like to mess around and joke around with the guys on the team. And a lot of guys were like, hey, you know what? You joke around a lot. Why don't you try getting into acting? And at the time I was like, oh, no, I'm kind of nervous, But then, you know, in university, you could take this thing called electives, meaning it goes towards your credits in order for you to graduate, and it could be outside of your it could be outside of your credits. So if you're taking business, you could take something like drama. That's what I did. And once I took the drama, I was like, oh man, okay, I kind of like this. And, you know, I started messing around with that for a little bit. And before you knew it, you know, I was in a musical with Hamlet, and I loved it. And, you know, it was really cool. I never thought I was going to go into acting. I ended up graduating university with a double major in business and fine arts and a minor in entrepreneur. I was playing with the Lions right here. I put my last game check in 1 year. I think it was 2017. We faced Calgary. We lost to them in the finals. And a lady randomly, you know, approached me on the street, and she's like, "Hey, listen, have you ever thought about acting?" And at the time, you know, I was still goofing around. I still had that love for it. And I was looking, what could I do outside of football to also further my career? So, you know, I called her when I got home, and you know, I got my headshots done, and then, you know, she submitted me for a couple auditions, and a couple weeks later I was on Supernatural. A couple weeks after that, something called Wisdom of the Crowd. A couple weeks after that, I was on Lucifer. I had the chance to audition for Deadpool. I'm currently working on Superman and Lois. You know, I'm trying to get some I've been on over, I don't know, 20 or more Netflix, Amazon Prime, and HBO Max TV shows. And, you know, these are all different things I never thought I could do, right? But I took that opportunity to try new things, you know, chase my passions and my dreams. And before you knew it, I was doing things that I never thought I could do before. So my message to you guys that are here is, hey, listen, try new things, do new things, because if I would have you know, chased my passion and went to school and treated it the way I did, I never would have accomplished all the things that I've done. I never would, you know, I would never be. I'm actually flying out to Vancouver to shoot a second season of Superman and Lois, and you know, I'm literally playing a superhero, and you know, I never thought that I would do that. So I want you guys to always remember this: YCDA. You can do anything. Put your mind to it. Put 100% into it, and I believe that you will be successful. And I believe even further than that, you will accomplish things you never thought you would. And for my final statement, there was I like to leave you guys with this. There was a whole bunch of people that were on their deathbed, and they did a study on them, and they asked them, what do you regret doing? And a lot of them, and majority of them, answered it wasn't the things that they regretted doing, it was the things they didn't do. So I want you guys always to remember, it's the things they didn't do. That's my time. Thank you guys for having me. Follow me at Atakulu. If you have any questions, I also open up my my Instagram and all my social to you guys to ask me questions behind the scenes on things that you guys are doing. I run a whole bunch of different things, from sports agencies to motivational speaking, and you know, I love to hear new business ideas, and I love to, you know, give you guys a push in the right direction if you need it. I'm always available to you, and thanks for having me again.
That was amazing. Thank you so much, Stephen, for that amazing, amazing pep talk. I feel like I'm ready to tackle the world and try
There you go.
different things now. That was really good. Especially love that movie analogy, because me and waking up early, we don't go hand to hand. But with that analogy, I feel like now I'm going to try my best to be a better person in that regard.
I love it. I love it.
Thank you so much for your time. And again, I just want to encourage everybody on this chat to get at his handle. He has opened up the space for you guys to connect with him. That's something that you should definitely take advantage of. If somebody gives you that offer, make sure you take advantage of it. So thank you again, Stephen, for your time. Without any further ado, I'd like to introduce the next guest, which is Nikki. Nikki is a holistic nutritionist, a personal trainer, a mother, a health influencer, Good to see you, Nikki. And we're so happy to have you here for your snack lesson that you have for us, and also a session on how to create healthy meals. So take it away.
Thank you so much, Faith. It's awesome to be back. So like Faith said, my name is Nikki. I am a new holistic nutritionist. I just graduated this year. And today we actually are going to be doing a recipe together. So I wanted to do something that is very simple to make and also very nutritious as well. So we're going to be doing a breakfast recipe. I don't know if we are able to get the recipe poster up. If we could, that would be amazing. We're going to be doing a chia seed recipe. So if you haven't tried chia seed pudding before, it is a very nutrient dense recipe. So I see that we have it up here, which is perfect. Awesome. Cool. All right. So today's chia seed pudding recipe, we're going to make a peanut butter and jam chia pudding. I want to know in the comments if you've tried chia pudding before. It's kind of similar to overnight oats if you've had that as well. So the ingredients that we're going to have are organic coconut milk. So we actually have this in a can, and I'll go into that a little bit more in detail in a second. So canned coconut milk. We have chia seeds here, which I just picked up from the grocery store. So organic chia seeds. And then we have almond butter, or you can have any type of nut butter if you have peanut butter as well. And then you can have any type of jam, or if you don't like jam and you want to do fresh fruit instead, you can do fresh strawberries or blueberries. And then I also brought some granola just to top on top. So to start, we're going to go over a little bit about this. So with coconut milk, I chose this canned coconut milk because, first of all, my body doesn't do well with dairy. So if your body is fine with dairy, then feel free to use any type of milk. But if you have any dairy intolerances or your body just doesn't like dairy products, then I do suggest doing canned coconut milk, just because with the milk in grocery stores like almond milk and oat milk in the refrigerator, they're actually filled with a lot of fillers and additives that can irritate your gut lining. And so that can actually lead to different symptoms in the body, whether it's skin issues or mood-related issues. So there's a lot more detail for that. But that's mainly the biggest reason why I choose the canned coconut milk. So the ingredients in this is literally just organic coconut and water. If you were to compare that to boxed milk in the grocery store, then there would be at least maybe 10 ingredients in that, which you definitely don't need. And if you wanted to make your own milk at home, it is really easy. All you need is a blender. You could do almond milk, so just almond milk and water. If you wanted to add a little bit more like minerals into it, you could add sea salt to it. You could add vanilla extract to it as well, or maple syrup. Yeah, so we'll do this together. Feel free to screenshot this recipe as well if you'd like and make this at home. This is perfect for breakfast because in the morning, ideally you want to fill your body up with a lot of healthy fats and with a lot of protein. So with our coconut milk, it is very high in healthy fats. So that'll actually keep your blood sugar balanced throughout the day, and it'll keep you full for longer as well. And then same thing with our chia seeds. So chia seeds are high in protein and high in fiber. So they'll also keep you full for the day, and they'll keep your blood sugar balanced too. So if you have a glass container, if you have these ingredients, feel free to make it with us. I'm just going to use a bowl today. I'm actually at my mom's place, so I'm using her stuff. So we have our coconut milk. I'm going to use the whole can. So I'm going to open that up. If you have regular milk, you can do that as well. Oh, here. You should be able to see what I'm doing. So this is our coconut milk, and I got everything out there. And then with our chia seeds, I'm going to put only 3 tablespoons. So I'm going to show you what the chia seeds look like. They are super tiny, if you can see. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. They're really, really small. So I'm only going to put 3 tablespoons into this whole can of coconut milk, and that's because chia seeds will actually expand when they're in any type of liquid. So 3 tablespoons, and I'm just gonna mix that up. And this takes literally 2 seconds to do. But if you had a container where you had a lid, that would be ideal right now. So you would mix this up, and we would set that aside for, if you wanted to have this right away, you could set it aside for 20 minutes. And you would see that the chia seeds will actually expand and it'll turn more into like a pudding, almost like a rice pudding if you've had that before too. So we're going to put that to the side for now, and hopefully in about 5 to 10 minutes, we'll be able to see it expand a little bit. If you wanted to kind of prep this for breakfast for your week, which is typically what I do, I would just put a lid on top of it and set it in the fridge. And then every morning I would just take a few spoons out and science class and cooking class, take a few spoonfuls out and add in my toppings. So for the toppings, I won't technically add it in right now, but you could if you're prepping your breakfast. Toppings, I would add about 2 tablespoons of almond butter or peanut butter. If you're a big fan of nut butter, then feel free to go crazy. And then I would add in my jam, which I don't have right now, but strawberry jam is usually my go-to. And then after setting that in the fridge, I would top it off with granola, any type of granola, but this is a really good brand. Very minimal ingredients, and it's all organic as well. So the less ingredients, the better. And going into that a little bit more, you want to try to eat as much food that is not packaged as possible. I know a majority of the stuff here is packaged, but try to have a diet that is around the perimeter of the grocery store. So that is my biggest tip when it comes to meal prepping, especially for school. Grocery shopping does not have to be expensive, especially if you're shopping around the perimeter of the grocery store. So if you notice, you walk into the grocery store, you typically have produce against one wall, and then it goes into the meat section, and then it goes into, I feel like I'm missing one. I'm missing a section, the dairy section. So try to shop around the perimeter. It'll have all of your basic needs. It'll have the most nutritious foods that you need as well. But if you do have packaged foods in your diet, aim to go for foods that have very minimal ingredients and ingredients that you're able to pronounce. So for example, with our coconut milk, we have only 2 ingredients in it. There's no additives, there's no fillers. I don't have any examples on me right now, but I feel like this is not even, like I can pronounce everything on this ingredient list, but you'll see chemicals sometimes, or you'll see food dyes, and food dyes are also very, very harmful for your gut and for your body. So try to avoid anything that you cannot pronounce that has a lot of X's and super long words. And if you have any questions about that, let me know in the comments as well. So I'm going to show you my chia pudding. It has thickened up just a little bit. And as the day goes on, it will not be liquid anymore, and it'll literally just be pudding, almost looking like Jell-O. And that is our recipe. I'm not going to add in my toppings right now just because I'm going to actually save this for breakfast for tomorrow. But yeah, so with our healthy meal planning, like I said, we want to really focus on those ingredients, just keeping them very simple. And then during the week, if you find that you're struggling a little bit with meal prepping, have about 1 or 2, I would say 2 days a week where you batch prep your meals. So if you have 2 or 3 recipes that are your go-tos, focus on those 2 days of the week, for example, Sunday and Wednesday, to make those recipes. That way you don't have to worry about cooking for dinner every single night or for lunch every single day. And then that way you only have to worry about making 1 meal a day, which would typically be breakfast. But if you wanted to make chia pudding, then you'd be prepping that as well. So it can definitely be easy and it can be simple and it can be very fast. It doesn't have to be complicated, and you can make it simple, but you can also add really good flavorful ingredients too. So spices are my go-to, especially when it comes to meal prepping any meat and rice and veggies, all of that stuff. So yeah, that is my little segment. Thank you for listening and tuning in.
Thank you so much for joining us again, Nikki. Always lovely to see your beautiful face yet again. And I'm excited to try this recipe. I'm just wondering if the team will be sending out that recipe to us via email. I hope so, because I would love to get my hands on it. Okay, back of house has confirmed this will be sent to all participants via email, so you guys can definitely try that at home. Nikki, quick question before you escape. You mentioned that you love spices. What are your top 3 favorite spices?
Okay, Cajun has to be number 1. Garlic. I know it's not technically a spice, but like a garlic seasoning is very, very good. What would my third spice be? What's our third go-to? My partner cooks a lot too. Oh, tahine. Tahine. I don't know if you've tried tahine, but it's like a I want to say a Mexican spice that you can put on chicken, you can put on eggs. It has a little bit of like a lime flavor to it. It's so good.
I tried it actually. My friend sent it to me from Texas. I didn't know it was available in Canada, but she told me to put it on pineapples or mangoes.
Yes. Yeah, that's what they put it on. They put it on pineapples, and I still haven't done it.
So where did you get it from? I didn't know it was available in Canada.
Well, Walmart and Healthy Planet. I know Healthy Planet has it as well, but grocery stores have it here. Yeah.
Oh, okay, say less. I'm gonna have to get my hands on that. So again, thank you so much for joining us. You're always a pleasure to chit chat with. Again, her Instagram is there. Be sure to give her a follow and check out her page and connect with her. Nikki, thanks again so much. And to all participants, you guys can head over to Instagram and comment your favorite recipe or healthy meal, or you can comment your favorite back to school tip that you have for anybody on your platforms. Again, if you're not on Instagram, feel free to put this in the chat. We will be picking a winner from that as well. So something that's so important for high school students is getting our volunteer hours in. It's imperative. You need it to graduate. So for this next segment, we're going to have Annalisa coming to join us. She'll be sharing some information on the importance of volunteering and how you can get your hours in. So Annalisa, welcome, and you can go ahead whenever you're ready.
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm not sure if you can hear me well. Can you hear me? Oh, perfect. Thank you. Hi, everyone. So I hope you're having a great afternoon and a good start of your first week of school. My name is Annalisa, and I'm the Youth Outreach Coordinator here at Helping Hands. If you're not sure what Helping Hand is or unfamiliar, we are a youth-led grassroots organization who strive to foster youth engagement through volunteering. And how we do this is by providing one-on-one mentorship and finding volunteering positions that align with your interests and your skills. So if you're looking to complete your 40 hours or already completed your 40 hours and you're looking to explore your interests, so like for me, for example, before I enjoy working with seniors, but since volunteering and working at Helping Hands, I enjoy working with youth, and that's something that I'm pursuing. So volunteering kind of like help you narrow down your search in terms of like your future career and what you may find it's interesting to you. So it's also a great way to network, especially in the business world. How we do this also is through Experience Track, and we're able to help you track your hours in terms of how many hours you completed and the impact you've made in your community. Also, we strive on resume and interview development. So we strive to match students to organizations and partners that would provide reference letters and recommendation letters. This can be helpful in terms of scholarship application, university application, and even employment. So another service we offer here at Helping Hands is resource matching. We understand that sometimes it's challenging in terms of balancing school. Even if you have work, you can commit, say, 4 hours per week, Monday to Friday. So if you're interested, we can match you to different workshop webinars that can be virtual or in person. And this can improve your skill set, but also help you to gain some volunteering hours and also expand different skills, interests, what may interest you. In addition, we also provide webinars and a workshop that help students to develop 21st century skill sets, especially navigating in the virtual world. We provide different tips and tricks like leadership, time management. I know, like for myself, time management has been a really challenge in terms of sharing space with myself, my 2-year-old. So time management is very important, and that's something we can help you with. So during COVID, we have expanded our service to youth across Ontario. So if you're in Hamilton, Halton, and myself all the way out in Barrie. So if you want to access our service, we're happy to get on the phone with you, provide one-on-one support. Another thing we, as a youth-led team, understand is mental wellness and racism. So we created a guidebook with resources and support that kind of share. Oops, sorry. Nice. So our guidebook consists of different resources and support that you can access. We have a few upcoming programs, and if you would like to impact your community or share your insight, follow us on Instagram. It's on my handle on my screen, and we're so happy to connect. I hope this information was helpful to you. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer. So I think my lovely host also will add our sign-up sheet at the bottom, and you can connect to us on Instagram. We're always willing to accept new volunteers, whether it's a helping hands or if you would like to match to another organization.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Annalisa. That was fantastic. I'm not sure if you were reading the comments, but everybody in the audience was super excited about this. They were saying that this is something that's very needed because they have no idea what to do when it comes to volunteering hours. So they're glad to have somebody like you who came here to connect. So again, guys, please connect with Annalisa if you guys need any additional information or if you have any questions. Annalisa, can you confirm if that Instagram handle is okay for them to reach out to you through there?
Absolutely. That's our best way of getting in touch. And it's a pleasure being here. I've learned so much, and I hope this information was helpful. I look forward to connecting to you. Have a great afternoon and a wonderful weekend, everyone.
Thank you. And the team behind the scenes has also put their email there. So feel free to get a grab of the email and contact them if you have any additional questions or if you're looking for volunteer opportunities.
All right, so Chris won't be joining us, but me and Danielle are both here. We've kind of been helping out with the event, but I'm so glad that we had you guys come on. It was really amazing to see all the guest speakers come in, and we hope that you guys will sign up for some of our programs that we have. You can find them in the link in our Instagram bios. You can also email us at info@skillsforlife.ca if you have any questions or you have any concerns. Faith is actually one of our mentors for our mentorship program, so you can also reach out to her. I'm sure she'd love to hear from you guys, so please feel free to do that. And thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you to all our guests. Faith, you can take it away.
As Tiana mentioned, I'm one of the mentors for Skills for Life. So if you're looking for a mentor, definitely reach out to the team. And if we're a good match, I would love to connect. But even outside of that, if you just want to message me, you can find me on Instagram, faithganda_. I would love to answer any questions that you might have. But without any further ado, make sure you complete the survey. We'll be selecting a winner for an iPad from that. So enter for your chance to win. Wow, 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 wow. DJ Genesis, you never, ever, ever disappoint. Well done. You were definitely vibing today. And again, I just want to thank the amazing team that's working behind the scenes. Danielle and Tiana, you guys always do an amazing job coordinating things behind the scenes and ensuring that the flow of the show is going accordingly. Again, I'd like to thank Chris. I'd like to thank BYSSI. I would like to thank the whole team and all the amazing guests. And most importantly, I want to thank every single person that tuned in today. This event would not have been possible without all parties involved. So huge thank you. I look forward to seeing you guys next time, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Peace.